What did you
To reveal?
Yeah, we just checked.
No, you're on.
No, we have round one.
No, I did that already. Said that.
Go round one.
can use that right. You can use that right.
Good thing we're doing this in front of a small group first. I didn't want to do
Oh, and we get the great view.
We're eating.
Oh, I can never be gay. I don't know.
Is that what you were supposed to do?
I am formaldehyde, head of the service staff here in this bleak and abysmal halls of Castle Ron Moore. Those angry voices you hear just outside the castle gate are the townsfolk, and by the looks of those torches and pitchforks, I don't think they are here to trick or treat. They believe there are witches, ghouls, and various other creatures of the night here in the cadaverously cold chambers of Castle Ron Moore. But that's not the worst of it. I regret to have to inform you that your host, Neville Astonite, is dead. Murdered by you. Here now, the manner of Neville Astonite's unhappy demise within the woeful and roaring walls of Castle Ron Moore. Neville was found on the floor of the east-facing sunroom, his body burnt to a crisp. Identified his incidental records of Angela death, D.S. Several of his ribs are broken. His heart is beating, and his body is completely drained of blood. Near the body, I found a strip of linen. Still missing one thing, and some creature about the size of a large dog, which was burnt beyond recognition. There were also scrapes against the collar near the body. By the entrance, there is a bullet lodged in the door frame, and there's a raven sitting on a bust of color, just above the sunroom door. Quoth the raven, "Do it, door." There were also other strange things found in and around the windswept and wretched grounds of Castle Ron Moore. On his Neville's chamber, blood was found in Neville's bed. On the chamber floor was a dead flashlight and a beautiful urn. The urn was mended, and the ashes were found upon the floor. In those ashes were 3 distinct sets of footprints. Outside, my staff found staggering footprints in the graveyard, coming from the bit of Castle Pond, which is just on the other side of the graveyard. There were also webbed footprints coming out of the swamp, and sightings of a strange humanoid creature covered in scales lurking about the grounds. I trust that you will be able to uncover the identity of the murderer, so I can deliver the guilty party to the marauding townsfolk outside. And now, the doors shall be locked, for until the murderer is found, no one will be leaving the tormented and terrible halls of Castle Ron Moore.
Would you
folks like to hear that again?
Yes.
Okay. Go.
I bid you all a good evening. I am Vermelinda Hyde, head of the service staff here in the bleak and abysmal halls of Castle Ron Moore. Those angry voices you hear just outside the castle gate are the townsfolk, and by the looks of those torches and pitchforks, I don't think they are here to trick or treat. They believe there are witches, ghouls, and various other creatures of the night here in the cadaverously cold chambers of Castle Ron Moore. But that's not the worst of it. I regret to have to inform you that your host, Neville Afternight, is dead. Murdered by one of you. Here now is the manner of Neville Afternight, unhappy demise, within the woeful and woebegone walls of Castle Ron Moore. Neville was found on the floor of the east-facing sunroom, his body burnt to a crisp. We identified him using the dental records of Angela Death, D.S. Several of the ribs are broken. His heart is missing, and his body is completely drained of blood. Near the body, I found a strip of linen, a book of spells missing one page, and some creature about the size of a large dog, which was burnt beyond recognition. There were also scrapes against a column near the body. By the entrance, there is a silver bullet lodged in the door frame, and there's a raven sitting on a bust of Thomas, just above the sunroom door. Quoth the raven, "Do it, more." There were also other strange things found in and around the windswept and wretched grounds of Castle Ron Moore. Up in Neville's chambers, blood was found in Neville's bed. On the chamber floor was a dead flashlight and a funeral urn. The urn was dented, and the ashes were strewn upon the floor. In those ashes were 3 distinct sets of footprints. Outside, my staff found staggering footprints in the graveyard, coming from the bit of copper top, which is just on the other side of the graveyard. There were also webbed footprints coming out of the swamp, and sightings of a strange humanoid creature covered in scales lurking about the grounds. I trust that you will be able to uncover the identity of the murderer, so I can deliver the guilty party to the marauding townsfolk outside. And now, the doors shall be locked, for until the murderer is found, no one will be leaving the tormented and terrible halls of Castle Ron Moore.
Glumda the witch, what is that rattling underneath your hat?
Say that again? Nothing I care to reveal.
It's funny, it's the same rattling I heard last night in the middle of the night coming out of the sunroom.
The joke's on you. I wasn't in the sunroom.
But maybe your hat was.
And by the way, Hannibal, last night I saw you carrying up a bucket of ice up the stairs to your room. Neville keeps it very cold in this castle. I can't imagine what you were doing with the bucket of ice.
That is none of your business. What I do in my room at night is my business.
What you were doing in your room with ice is Neville's business.
I don't have that one.
Next.
It doesn't take a clairvoyant to see that the book of spells must belong to the witch. Did she cast a dark spell over Neville to kill him and forgot the book? Is that why she's sweating so much?
To put it delicately, you heard that Neville has been having problems with his plumbing. Lizzie is in the plumbing. Lizzie's in the best position to comment on that. Lizzie.
What's wrong with your plumbing, Lizzie?
Neville's playing.
Oh, Neville's.
Well, there's leaks and broken pipes. But I've been in the kitchen taking care of the problem, repairing the pipes. But that singed linen strip is proof that the mummy was in the sunroom. His entire wardrobe is linen strips.
What did you say? Wait, trying to get a book.
Where's your book?
We need,
Frank's book.
Frank, I don't have a book.
I'll bring that.
His book is missing.
That's the mystery. The missing book.
Is it with the clock?
In the front, we have,
Where's Frank needs his book?
all right, where is this?
Joan!
Madam Joan?
I'll bring that.
It's on the floor.
Oh, geez, Frank, it's on the floor. Mother of God.
Frank, it's on the floor. You
By the way, I'll drink to that. Have you noticed that the monster's been gripping his chest all day? And there's blood on his shirt? What's up with that?
Is that a wedding ring on the monster's finger?
Who's the monster?
Who's the bride? Rogers and Hammerstein.
Wild.
The monster once told me that he dreams the impossible dream, but he won't tell me what the dream is. Oh, I got another one. I'm sorry. My spirit guide has guided me to a contract that was blowing through the windswept halls of Castle von Morg. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
Girls in the kitchen. Who won? Who won?
I have it.
Oh, do I read it out loud? Yeah, we should have.
You have to reveal it.
Reveal it.
Reveal the book.
Contract. This agreement is entered into between Angela Death, DSS, DDS, sorry, and what is it? Asmodeus, the Prince of Dimness, on the 10th day of January, the year of the Jackal. The prince shall provide for Ms. Death a lifetime of unparalleled success, including but not limited to personal, professional, and financial considerations during Ms. Death's natural lifespan. In return, Ms. Death, upon her demise, shall surrender to the prince her everlasting soul as payment for his services. The prince reserves the right to sell, barter, or otherwise dispose of this contract without limitation. Agreed and accepted by signature in blood. Angela Death, DDS. As Asmodeus, Prince of Dimness.
Madam Garlic, I notice you have a lot of private sessions going on with Neville. I wonder if it's the only thing that you're raising is his spirits.
Madame Garlic, while shopping in Deadbolt yesterday evening, I noticed Neville taking a shortcut to the graveyard from his castle to Bitter Cup Tavern. You let him in and then put up the clothesline.
Well, on your morning power stalk the other day, you saw the Prince of Dimness in the Yeshiva St. Moore cosmetic store, purchasing some beauty projects. You wonder what it was.
You're not supposed to read you. You are you.
You wonder what it was. No, it says you. Oh, I wonder what it was. What do you want me to say?
My tooth. Is there a dentist in the house? Are you a dentist?
No!
But you said no, you say yes.
No, yes.
I can't imagine anyone going to you. After what you did to Herman Munster, it proves that you're capable of any evil deed, including murder. I'll live with the pain.
But wasn't it Valley High who was involved in the Phantom murder some time ago?
The murders in London? Did you hear about that wave of murders on the streets of London? All young women were dying, and they were dying of shock. I happened to be there while the police recovered the body. And lurking among the spectators, I saw the Prince of Didmus. What were you doing there?
Prince of Dimness.
There's been strange things going on at the castle ever since you have arrived. For instance, when you arrived, the servants were all young men and women. Now they're all old and withered. It is just a change of ship or something going on here.
What was that last line?
The witch is no stranger to murders. Common knowledge that she dropped the house on her sister.
Who goes? You recall?
I and a handful of survivors remember the disaster that turned the witch from winsome to wicked. We have a newspaper clipping that details that horrible day.
Clue number 2.
Clue number 2.
Clue number 2, on the Transylvania Times. Casualties climb in Candy condo catastrophe. Deadbolt, Transylvania. Hundreds faced their miserable mortality and met their maker yesterday when confectionery condominiums collapsed in a cacophony of candy cane carnage. Support struts snapped, balconies burst, and the terrible toll is still being tallied. The complex was built by female entrepreneur Glumda, the winsome witch of Divest. Oh, I grew up in a candy cottage, she said, when the condominiums were first built. I just wanted to share with others that wonderful childhood experience. The winsome witch claims the collapse was caused by a marauding band of rotten-toothed youths who ate through the load-bearing beams. But authorities are accusing her of gross negligence and failure to meet building codes. If convicted, the winsome witch could face up to 10 years in Scream Penitentiary in the lonely hills of Depressed. She won't be too winsome after a stint at Scream, said a survivor, still shaking sugar from a scaly scalp. That woman is wicked, wicked, wicked.
Hearsay, I say, hearsay. And by the way, Miss Lizzie, cutting someone's heart out seems like something you would do. After all, you've been known for allegedly giving your parents 40 whacks.
My parents were in Texas. I was not at the scene of the crime.
Hearsay, I say.
I can't help but notice how much healthier the mummy looks now than when he arrived the other day. It must be the Transylvanian climate.
No, it's the rain made me sprout.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
What did it say again? The rain. The rain made you, what made you what? Okay.
I'll drink to that. What was the curse on your tomb?
Well, he's dead already.
Like the way I work in the day.
All your clues, did you read all your clues?
Oh.
No.
No, you have to read something.
What was the curse on you too?
Okay, this says not to reveal what you have to reveal.
That's right.
Just read one of the ones.
No, don't say no.
You recall that Dr. Death once deeply in love, but somehow that man got washed right out of her hair. What happened? That man got washed right out of my hair. What happened? Her hair. What happened?
I'd rather not say.
Strange, but that garlic wreath that Madame Garlic always wears gives off no smell. What kind of garlic gives off no smell?
The kind I have around my neck.
Hannibal has been acting very strangely ever since he got here. In fact, you offered him a ride down to the Bitter Cup for a drink, and he has been flatly refused, almost getting into a fight over it. It sounds like the unstable behavior of a murderer.
On your first evening here at Castle von Morgan, before the storm surrounded the skies in darkness, you saw Hannibal standing outside, looking toward the sky. It's true that on a clear night you could see forever, but Hannibal seemed to be waiting for something or someone.
I was just thinking of that Broadway play that I saw, Igor, Get Your Spade. It's about a monster that goes on a killing spree for fun and profit. I wonder if it's based on any true facts.
Common knowledge that Hannibal has his own unique menu. But yesterday you saw something so horrifying it truly rattled your bones. You saw Hannibal eating a vegetable sandwich. What do you mean you saw it? That was too rough, didn't it? You saw Hannibal eating a vegetable sandwich with sprouts. What self-respecting cannibal eats sprouts?
Does anyone know about Aziz's problem habit? It costs him quite a lot of money. I would bet on that.
Brussels sprouts?
Did I read this one? Yeah. I read that one? Angela Death has developed quite a dental practice. In fact, she's successful at everything she does, and she always has amazing good luck. There's something very strange about her luck and that success. Something profoundly unnatural. Ooh.
The end of scene one.
Does everybody understand what's going on?
Now we read scene
Peter, and Frank, when you says you, instead of saying you, you say I. When you're reading it, you have to say
Do you want to say it? You finished?
Thanks, Mom. I got a lot of stuff about myself. Very good. That's fine. But does it come to one though, right? I'm good. Getting you. Excuse me, that's Madame Bowie. Whoever's got the one that says, the clue. We need three.
Well, but not now, maybe later. It'll come out later. Yes, I think it'll be later. Maybe later on.
That's the way to drive it, you
I don't know what he may read. But he may not. Yes.
Not right.
Yeah, they're fine. Diamond's full of it. We
Is
know
it
that.
left over right or right over left?
If we didn't know this, we would have no clue.
I can't go by it anymore than that. I don't want to do. I just don't want to.
Go in the kitchen and stay for a minute. You want something you would like it? You want some hors d'oeuvres to eat? There's a lot of them.
Macaroni, you didn't have macaroni? Yes, I know. Hey, how come you put this thing up here? He doesn't have a square to spare. No square to spare. No.
Yeah, go. I have nothing for you. I have not been talking to the very
This is a lot of
I know it's the name, but the name was he was simple foods. Like actually walking.
Maybe I'll get two for you. They're not getting
Yes.
We don't know yet.
the large one.
We may have to give it to
I forgot to mention that I found a crumpled receipt in Valley High's chambers. I shall read it to you now. It's from IKEA, Modular Monsters for Modern Living. He purchased one male torso at $99.99, a flat top model head at $49.99, an extremity package at $129.99, a brain with musical upgrade, $499.99, and an Allen wrench for $1.99. Plus tax of $60.59 came to a grand total of $842.54. By signing below, the purchaser hereby releases IKEA from all liability for the monster the purchaser is about to build. And the purchaser was Neverlaster Knight.
At midnight yesterday, you heard screaming and the sound of a dental drill. I heard screaming and the sound of a dental drill coming from the East Tower. It went on for hours. At midnight yesterday, I heard screaming and the sound of a dental drill coming from the East Tower. It went on for hours.
I was fixing, I'll drink to that tea.
You let her touch your teeth? After what I told you?
That's the least I would let her touch.
No, he made that up.
Oh, God, no.
At about 1:30 a.m., I went down to the library to commune with the spirits there. I heard a shriek and went out to investigate. That's when I saw the Prince of Dimness running from the sunroom.
That wasn't me.
Hey, good answer. Good at that old way you go.
Now you know why they call me Dim. I've noticed the angel of death doesn't seem to be her same vivacious self. And with all those gray hairs on her head. Whoa. It's like she aged 10 years in a single day. How can that be?
It's all started in my dental session with our drink snack.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa.
Now you gotta talk, honey.
Was that after arriving? when I saw you prying a side panel off the prince's stunning silver Rolls Royce? Do you hate him so much that you had to vandalize his car? There's a bit of vandal in you.
I just desperately needed the silver.
The silver? And you, Madame Garlic? I happened to look out of my window about midnight yesterday, and I saw you stumbling along through the graveyard toward the castle. True, the graveyard is full of ditches, and the occasional hand reaches up to trip you. But the way that you were stumbling and holding your hands at strange angles, it just didn't seem normal.
Doesn't Madame Garlic have a pet? What kind of pet is it?
Probably roadkill.
It's a raven.
I have a raven. You got a problem with that?
And I do get thirsty at around midnight every night.
Whatever happened to the kitchen? If you get thirsty, you go to the kitchen. You don't go
I
outside.
like to drink outside.
Oh. And Lizzie, you seem to know everyone else's business. Well, why don't you get down to your own business, the hotel business? Why don't you tell us all about your pending deal?
Pending deal, Lizzie?
Well, I've just made a deal to come up with some extra cash.
What do you need cash for?
My business is not doing as well as it could be, but it will be again soon. But Hannibal, you haven't been your usual chipper self. Yesterday, around sundown, you had more vitality than you knew what to do with. Why the sudden burst of energy? Why did you keep licking your lips and winking?
I had a rough night.
Midnight snack in the kitchen?
It was more than a snack.
Has everyone seen the gold chain around my neck? It was a gift from Lizzie. She gave it to me this morning. Don't you wonder where she got it from?
Galanda. Glumda? You've been awful friendly with Lizzie. Is there a relationship there, or is it just business? A friendly relationship.
I think it's just business.
Speaking of business, Hannibal, you keep saying you have a home business, but you never told us what your business is.
Amadeus. Asmodeus. I have no comment.
Okay.
Asmodeus. What were you fumbling at that light switch last night around midnight? Something fell out of your pocket. I wonder what that may be. Clue number 4.
Clue number 4.
Igor's Pawn Shop. Claim check number 3392. Item, 1 contract for human soul. Estimated cash value, not available. Amount pawned for, 300. April 19th, the year of the jackal. This fell out of Amadeus's pocket. Asmodeus.
Speaking of which, Neville let me in on Asmodeus' secret several months ago. It's about time that the Prince of Dimness told everyone the way in which he killed those poor women and the name he's known by on the streets of London. Now fish!
Witchy poo, why are you sweating like that today? It is some sort of witch-related illness? What's happening to you?
I have a condition called osteoliquidosis. It's a melting illness.
Early this morning, I happened to be engaging in one of my favorite hobbies, spying on people through keyholes. Are you ready? I was surprised to find Dr. Death was not alone in her bed. She was with Hannibal Schefter.
Upon a recent trip to Egypt, you took a tour of the tomb of I'll drink to that. You found some of the hieroglyphics fascinating, so you took rubbings of them and had them translated. You have one with you now. Reveal it now. It's labeled. Secret clue number 5.
Clue number 5.
Change you to I-27.
Say what it says.
Upon a recent trip to Europe, I took a tour of the tomb of I'll drink to that. I found some of the hieroglyphics fascinating. So I took rubbings of them and had them translated. You have one of them with you now. Read it. Read it now. It's labeled. Warrior, power of peace. Yeah. This is to you, I'll drink to that.
You have to read.
Oh. The first one is danger.
This is like what the kids do with
King, I'll drink to that. Drains. Unsuspected fools. Life energy and power. So those are all clues. One more clue.
Wait up. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't think of anything. Egyptian curses usually tend to end when the last defiler of the tomb has died. Was Neville the last one? If so, what will the mummy do now that he is no longer cursed to walk the earth? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Now that
I can answer your question. But I'm going to chase you, Mrs. Dolly.
Go ahead.
I mean, there's a huge cage in the middle of the Motel California lobby. As a mummy, I was one of the few who could go inside that cage and come out alive. Lizzie ought to tell everyone about it. Dear sweet pet Boris.
Boris is my unfriendly spider. He lives in a cage in the Motel California. Sometimes guests go in, but they don't come out. Morris is a thirsty little spider. Really?
Neville had bats in his belfry. I know because you chased 2 bats up there yesterday, just after dark. But once you reach the baffle, once I reach the baffle, why don't they put it on? Bats, once I reached the baffle, the bats that were gone. Once I reached the belfry, the bats were gone. In their place were Neville and Grandma Garlic. Madame Garlic, because there's green ink all over it. I can't, smudged. Because I touched it. I touched it. Did they have the ability to transform into bats? Madame Garlic? Did they have
Yes, we had the ability to become bats. Can I have something stronger?
During the dental appointment, Neville told me about a wild affair he had a few months ago. He was now a member of the Mile High Club. Let me have the Who were you? But who was Neville with when he was flying United?
I'm trying to think of something.
Well, speaking of flying the skies, the demise of Dr. Death's true love was deliciously tragic. She should share the tale with everyone, every blood-curdling detail.
He was mauled by a werewolf while we were vacationing. No, my true love. No, but I can't mention.
I've heard from a reliable source that Lizzie is in debt up to her ears to some dangerous loan sharks, and if she's not careful, she'll be sleeping with the piranhas. Who does she owe money to?
Early this morning, I seen the mummy tapping into a phone line with his laptop out of it. I'm not sure what he was doing, but there were a lot of dollar signs and zeros on the screen. What do you have to say about that?
Do they know I transferred the cash?
No, you have to tell us now.
I transferred a large amount of cash to their Swiss bank account using your laptop, whatever it is. Yeah. No, you're a man of, I'm a man of a few words, mostly grunts and groans. Unlike some others. Madame Garlic was a regular chatterbox when she was around Neville. You wonder how much of Madame Garlic's business Neville knew. How much dirt above and beneath the grave.
Okay, Neville and I were lovers. Yes, it's true. But it wasn't just about sex. We were in love. We talked for hours and hours. Not going.
By the way, I did have skin cream, and I was going to put it to important use. But it was stolen from me yesterday by that monster, Valley Eye.
Oh, I did. Yes, I did. I did steal that skin cream. Why? Because I love the aroma. I like sniffing.
The Dim Prince and Neville were late for dinner yesterday evening, so I went to find them. I found them in the morning room. The prince was in tears, begging Neville to let him off the hook. But Neville just laughed in his face. Let you off the hook for what? Woo! It's hot in here.
Well, I had to pawn a couple of things for Dr. Dialli's gambling debt.
What time did the murder take place?
Yeah. I pawned the contract for Dr. Debt sold to pay for a gambling debt.
And that's the end of round two.
What time did the murder take place? I passed through the sunroom at about 11 o'clock to get a better view of the storm. I seen a burned creature in the corner, but there was no human body.
That's the end of round two.
I don't know what's going on.
You're right, I don't think it matters. Hey, why can't your tissue get wet? Don't use it long. Don't use that tissue when you go in there.
Don't bring it back.
Okay. Oh, a clue from 3 weeks ago. Oh, God. Talking, right? Ooh. Kind of hard to.
Lift the lid up. One go down.
Salad or the glue. Yeah, uh-huh. Hey, Mary.
Stand down there while
You gotta press the CD. Every button you're right on the side. From your right hand on the side of the CD.
That's exactly what it was. It works on so many levels. I'm doing a good job at it.
Yeah, you're fine.
Is that all right? Like, not cool.
I think I know Congratulations. But
I don't know, that's what-
No, it must have put up.
That's what happened when it came on. Didn't touch nothing. Well, it's supposed to be a wedding.
It seems to be that I'm a lover.
But they want you, you're not supposed to read it, we're not actors. That's for sure. What do you want for $15, for God's sake?
But this is so much cheaper than that.
What'd you say?
It's so much cheaper than.
That's right.
Someone starts off by saying something, someone responds, and then there's no response, and someone else comes in with it.
Right, yes, that's correct.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah. Red Valley.
Something wrong with it. Why?
Would you ask?
There's something wrong with that. Why?
It's old enough, so you're gonna play this. It's gonna sit.
I love round that. 3.
Oh my God, no.
Okay, we're going to round 3. Yeah, it says round 3.
We have round.
My book says round.
We're around.
Okay, round 3.
Hannibal, you never answered earlier. Your home business, the neighborhood cutter. What is that all about?
Well, my days of dicing and slicing friends haven't gone to waste. I'm so good around the blade that I've become a freelance surgeon. My specialty is organ removal. And I'm paid very well by some pretty shady characters. I call my business the neighborhood cut-up.
After here. Hannibal, I checked your medical records and found something very interesting. Clue number 6.
You weren't worried about too many clues last night. No, she wasn't clueless when I was.
Thank you, I have it. Mr. Schechter, as you can see, your diet has caused major clogging. As you can see, your diet has caused major clogging of your arteries and all 4 chambers of your heart. The prognosis is not good. Unless you get a heart transplant immediately, you have only 3 months to live. I have nothing to say. But you didn't act last night that you had a problem with your heart.
Well, Hannibal, something might strike your fancy, Hannibal. Yesterday afternoon, I saw the prince and Dr. Death in the sunroom together. They were plotting some sort of secret deed. I wonder what it was.
I did have a plan to kill someone this weekend, but being the emotional lightweight that I am, I was afraid to do it alone. So I requested for Dr. Death to help me with it, and she said she'd be more than happy to assist.
I'm quite sure. You know, one of the reasons I travel around with a broom is because, as you can see, I'm compulsively neat. I came across a big mess this morning in the bitter cup, and I just had to clean it up. By the looks of things, Madame Garlic had quite a romantic, if somewhat violent, evening. Clothes strewn everywhere, a bottle of gin and 2, I tell you 2, empty martini glasses. Well, not quite empty. There was something furry and slimy at the bottom of both glasses. It definitely was not olives. What could it have been, Madame?
Just before Neville and I made love, we both drank martinis that had, instead of olives, pickled opossums was floating at the bottom. Not very appetizing, but flavor isn't what we were after.
Upon a recent visit to the Bitter Cup Tavern, I happened to be poking around in Madame Garlic's office and found a lunar chart. A specific celestial event called Earth Shadow's Eve was circled. What is that, and why did that event take place? When did that event take place?
I've been studying lunar charts. It's me. I've been studying lunar charts looking for Earth Shadow's Eve. In other words, the night of a lunar eclipse. As it turns out, there was a lunar eclipse during the night last night at about 2 o'clock in the morning. And not only did Hannibal have lots of nervous energy last night, he was also unusually hairy. Could that have anything to do with last night's full moon?
Well, now that the secret is out, I am a werewolf. That's why I have such a keen appetite for human flesh. I am, in fact, the same werewolf who devoured Dr. Death's lover at Club Death. Death. Dead. Club Dead. I ate his liver with some matzo balls and some good Manischewitz. But the storm outside has been raging since the morning. But that was about an hour, there was about an hour of bright moonlight and morning sunlight that would have spilled right into the large window of the east-facing sunroom. Aren't vampires incinerated by sunlight?
Ooh, to whatever you just said. As most people have already guessed, Asmodeus, older brother, older brother owns substantial stock in Microsoft. Now this one says you were, and it shouldn't be. You were. I were. No, the word is were. I was present at the poker game where Asmodeus lost all of it to Neville. You wonder if he's told his brother yet. Did you tell your brother yet?
My brother who...
I have to do it again. Everything's up to... As most people have already guessed, Asmodeus' older brother owns substantial stock in Microsoft. I was present at the poker game where Asmodeus lost all of it to Neville's. You wonder if he's told his brother yet.
Did you tell your brother?
Did you tell your brother yet?
My brother, who's the real black sheep in the family, owns a huge interest in Microsoft. Unfortunately, I lost it in a card game to Neville. No, I didn't tell him yet, but when my brother finds out, he's going to beat the heck out of me to pay him back.
I'm in tune with the auras around the room, and it seems to me that the auras of Asmodeus and Angela have entwined in a dark and devious way. They are working together, conspiring to do evil. What have they conspired to do?
I told you they were. I told you I saw them in the sunroom together.
The Prince of Dimness asked me to help him commit murder.
Maybe it's just the dim light in this room, but Dr. Death is looking like death warmed over,
Thanks.
while the mummy is looking healthier than ever. Is this just a coincidence? Why do you look so healthy, wealthy, and wise?
Oh, I did this one. Oh.
You ate your spinach.
As a gift, I refloored the entire Castle von Morg with genuine Egyptian sandstone tiles taken from great altar of Cognac. Yeah,
You know, I was crop dusting on my broom one day, and I heard an argument at Castle von Morg and swooped down to investigate. My husband, Bally High, was there insisting Neville built him something under the threat of death. What was it that Neville was supposed to build?
Whoa! He's the monster? Mr. Munster, did you just finish writing a new musical about your love relationship with Glumda? It's called Les Miserables? The simple truth is, he can't even stand her.
There's nothing here.
Shortly after I arrived yesterday morning, I picked up some bad vibes from Neville's chambers and went in to investigate. I heard him arguing brutally with the witch. She said that she wanted him dead.
It's true, it's true. Yesterday I had a bitter argument with Neville about money that he owes me. I smacked him with my broom and I told him he's worth more to me dead than alive. Then I took off for a long flight to calm myself down. However, early this morning, I saw Hannibal greet a Funeral Express truck and send off an overnight package. What was in the package and where was it going?
The package, if you need to know, was an ice chest bound for a clinic in San Francisco. It held something vital to my survival.
Before dawn, I heard a shrill voice cursing outside the window of the castle. I saw you flying over the swamp, struggling with a heavy, limp object that weighed down your broom.
It's true, you did see me flying off in the morning just before dawn, and I had a sack of gold pipes that exceeded the weight restriction on my broom, and I crashed into the swamp, but that crash knocked me unconscious.
Can I go?
You wouldn't even just walk to sleep there. Wake up there.
See now,
She's
because you haven't spoken.
She's thinking. Everything's up to date at Detmold City, even the Castle von Morgan. You've noticed that the floors have been freshly tiled with trendy Egyptian sandstone. You wonder if the mummy had anything to do with it.
Hey.
Mommy, do you want a piece of the tomb or a piece of the world? What are you planning?
You gotta read those.
Do you want a piece of the
Read those.
A piece of the tomb or a piece of the world?
I want to be the ruler of the upper and lower Nile. I want to be the most powerful king in the world. My ambition knows no limits.
Okay, now read this too.
Yeah. It's ironic that Hannibal and Angela Death have become lovers. Especially when Hannibal once bragged to you that he devoured one of Angela's previous lovers. He ate his liver with some Mossad Waltz and good Manischewitz.
Oh, you said it. Oh, right.
Your late night host, Neville Aston Knight, certainly was a forward-thinking businessman. He was planning to expand his business interest into the afterlife and open up his own personal purgatory. In fact, he recently confided in me that he picked up a contract for a human soul at a local pawn shop.
At around 3 o'clock in the morning, on the way to the bathroom, I heard heavy breathing coming from Devil's room. What could it have been? Neville's dead.
I want to do.
Wait, it's going. I mean, it's the prank.
At about 3 o'clock in the morning, my flashlight burned out, and the sudden darkness brought on an asthma attack. I couldn't catch my breath.
The word around town is that Lizzie has gotten into business with Hannibal, something to do with music.
It's true. We started a business together. It involves, shall we say, musical instruments.
I may be wrong, but I thought that Lizzie had a business partner who owns 50% of the Motel California. Who is it, Lizzie?
This is true. Neville owns 50% owner.
So now who owns 100%? With him dead?
Dum dum dum.
You have the motive. But then when we think about it, it is clear that all of us tonight had thoughts of killing Neville. But what I don't understand is why Neville took absolutely no steps to protect himself. That is not like him.
Yesterday evening, just after dark, I chanced to spy Valley High handing something to Neville. What was it?
That's me. What did I hand Neville? I paid Neville for stealing the skin cream for Asmodeus. It was Neville.
I found out that Valley High doesn't kill for sport, he kills for profit. He's a hit monster. It's time he told everyone what organization he works for.
Last month,
What organization do you work for?
Undead Mafia.
The undead?
The Undead Mafia.